stock G. Looks like could be Matt Hess down there in sled 190. That sled is raced everywhere in the province. And it's been away for a while. Matt's been working for a living. Here's a rare sled in lane 3. That's a TNT Silver Bullet. I think that's Trevor Carson's sled. I'll catch the number on it. We'll see who's driving that. Silver Bullet was a set the world on fire in '73. Oh, Derek Eberly won his heat. Well, that's a 250 TX. And Barb there. They're both A-side. And it looks like Matt won with his old ET300. Oh, that's Janelle Rudko running the Silver Bullet TNT. That's awesome. So we've got a slight delay here. I'm going to just put a little technical issue away, and we'll be right back. Now I've got to identify sled 50, like I said before. It's got a weird hood on it. We have to have hoods on our sleds now. There was a day when we'd run the mods without, but Tommy Redaway has a Centurion Polaris, a 3-cylinder Polaris under there somewhere. Scott Zarco's down there in lane.
Okay.
600 liquid mod heats. Looks like Scott Zarko's up to his old tricks with his mod. These are triples and 4 cylinders and all kinds of stuff. Looks like heat 82, 600 liquid mod. That Arctic cat that just went by, that's Bob and Abyss from Fort Capel. That is a 78L Tiger 440. He's jumped up to the 600 class from 440. Here's, looks like Kevin Livingston on 996. He's won these heat slots. Ken Reed in 134. Two Yamahas leading the pack. Looks pretty good. So after the races today, we'll pick up all the flags and clean up. Hopefully we don't have much litter around. If you do have litter, maybe take it with you in your car or truck. There are some garbage barrels around, not a bunch. People are generally very good. Ken Reed won his heat. And then we'll head down to the Fish and Game Hall and we'll have a banquet. Give away some awards, some raffle prizes. We're Relic 340 stock. These are all 340s earlier than 1973. Rick Antonio from, is he from down Porcupine Plain direction on a nice Colt. One of the LeQuay girls is on Wyatt's Two-Eyed TX. And if you look down here, there's a guy wearing a skunk on his head. I don't know what the heck that's about. That's Mike Stratichuk from Saudi. .340 AC mod coming up. Trevor McLean down there in lane 4, all the way from Florida. And Eunice is going to give him a run on lane 1. Jason Brilockerly from Shiho. Sorry, Jason. 80 TXC down there in lane 2. Eunice is going strong. Another girl in lane 3, that's Emily Prahadov. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing these names very well. I can barely read English as it is. .340 AC mod. These sleds have to be, as a maximum, 340 cc air-cooled. You can't put a liquid-cooled sled in an air-cooled class. You can go the other way because it's perceived that a liquid-cooled sled is more powerful than an air-cooled sled. Greg Hers with sled 750s over there in lane 2. Greg's raced a long time. Looks like Eunice is second in 340 air mod. That's pretty good for a 250. Lots of Polarises around here and all over the province. They're an easy sled to work on. Lots of parts available for Polaris, and they didn't change much from year to year to year. So here comes Ben Carson in lane 1. Ben's a local electrician, electrical contractor. He's got one or two guys working for him and keeping the lights on everywhere. Ben's in lane 1. One of the Watt boys from Christopher Lake's in lane 2. He might have left a little early, I don't know. The judge will tell us. Tara Rudy won her heat. I think we're on heat 88. We're doing all right. We're going to kiss the 100 here pretty soon. There's some heads-up racing. You don't want to get out of your lane, hit the other guy. Rusty Watt, that's Jesse Watt on sled 101. Doug Wolf from Earl Grey in his RV. Ben was last, but he might have engine trouble. It's a costly sport sometimes, especially when you run the mods. Heat 89, that's got to be Curtis Boxhall, lane 1. Ray Ferdine, lane 2. There's 2 PDCs. That's what they call the special hood. We've got a problem on the track. Kevin didn't notice that and he sent him anyway, so it'll be okay. Everybody's got their eyes open. We hope. Moving to F-stock. Now we run some F-stock heats. And then we're going to run the King of the Snow heats. And the King of the Snow, all the big guys come out, put $20 in a pot. The prize will be $240 today for the King of the Hill, and winner take all. Curtis won his heat. He's had engine trouble with that sled, but it seems to be singing along pretty good now. There's a John Deere Spitfire in lane 4. That's a lightweight little sled that John Deere made in the late 70s to early 80s. And it is said, and I've said this before, that if you bought the right piece of John Deere farm equipment, if you sweet talk the dealer a little bit, he would throw a Spitfire in with the deal. A bit hard to find parts for in some cases. F-stock heats coming up. Heat 91 we're up to. So folks, I'll encourage you, I know you don't want to miss the racing, but if you can, it might be good to go get your burger now, because at intermission time, which is coming up, we're going to want the workers to have a bite. Another F-stock heat coming up. Kelly Hunter's in lane 1 on a Yamaha of Kevin's. Kelly is a teacher in Regina, I believe. I could always be corrected. 3 Yamahas and 1 Arctic Cat. I don't know what's going to happen here. That old 338 down there, then lane 3, that's could be the one to contend with. Pardon me, 4 Yamahas. Didn't see that. So Kevin running the start, poking the flag and making sure everybody's ready to go. Runs Kevin's Custom Ag. He does a rousing business in grain bins, other ag-related sales, small engine stuff. He's a dealer for, I believe he's a Kubota dealer, and several lines of chainsaws, so pretty busy guy. Got quite a few employees. Don Gursky, the line judge on the far side, is our local Frito-Lay dealer. You see him cruising along in his truck, making sure all the shelves are full of good products. F-stock. Here comes Derek Eberly with his 250 TX. Another 250 TX down in lane 4. I think that's John Rudy, sled 513. There's that nice trail cat, Arctic Cat, nicely restored, or maybe it's original, who knows. And then a Yamaha. Can't see the number. So we'll have a break. The ladies will do the run through the board. They probably got most of it coordinated for the next round. Rick was second. That's a rare bird. There's his Northway. Rick's always good to bring out that rare stuff. So we're up to King of the Hill. Now this is interesting. This is where the guys all put down $20. And winner take all. These heats are different in the fact that only the first in the heat will advance to the final. So you have to be on the top of your game for this. Doesn't cost a lot extra to go if you got the right toboggan. Ken Reed's in lane 2. I can't see the rest. I just can't see the numbers on all of them. I know that's a multi-cylinder Skidoo. It's probably got, could even have two 440 engines mated together, or 2 340s. Huge horsepower for a vintage sled. Two TXs were first and second, beating up on the Yamaha and the Arctic Cat. So we got King Heat number 2. Again, only the first in this heat. It's a heat of 3. Might have had a scratch. There's only 3 guys lined up, so somebody's broke down somewhere. Well, they're coming back. We'll see who's going to advance. Oh, we got a dead mod down there. Yeah, he's in a bad spot too, so there'll be a delay. Here comes the winner of that heat, sled 146. Not even enough room to get the pipes under that sled. Robert Lamontagne from Moose Jaw. And that is an 81 Skidoo Blizzard 700. So it's 2 340 engines bolted together. And he is the reigning king of the hill. He won it here last year. We have a big trophy we give out for that. Rocky Valier and Donna Valier from Lashburn handed that trophy out. Paid for it. And you're allowed to keep that for the year. Robert got the trophy, and he was gracious enough to take it into a local engraver down there and get all the labels fixed up for the past number of years that were missing on there. The trouble is that trophy comes in on race day and somebody else takes it home, and we don't get to lay our hands on it to tune up all the results. So that's Brennan Boxall in lane 3. I think that's one of Kerry Schmear's sleds from down at Melford. It's a 650 PDC. A little bit older technology, Polaris, but looks like it goes like stink. After our King of the Hill heats, we're going to have the mini sleds lined up if we can find them. There are 2 heats of mini sleds, and I think everybody will win a prize. Ken Reed's getting the tow back over there. You got to be at the top of your game to win King. Only one advances. So we'll see if we can find the mini sleds now. I don't know where they are. They're supposed to be lined up. This is your little 120s. There's no winners and no losers in this class, but it lets the little kids try to have a shot at racing. It's basically intermission time now, so we'll get everybody to just stay away from the concession, let the workers grab their burgers, and sled 709 advances. That could be a Reed. Shane Reed. I think he's from Saskatoon area. 79 Yamaha SRX. Here comes the minis, kitty cats and mini 120s. Looks like 3 kitty cats coming up here. Now I don't know who they are. We've got Sydney, Link, and Hutch. Now this is the big time. And these little guys need a little bit of control. They're a little bit haywire when you're 4 years old and you're into the competition. The kitty cats are a 60cc snowmobile. Looks like they roll along pretty fast. And this is big time racing. I hope you folks enjoy this. Now, if you want to buy a Mini or a 120, the guy around here to go to is Keith Boxall. Keith enjoys buying the kitty cats and the Mini 120s and tuning them up. So it's a long time getting to the end of the track, so we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Everybody's got a dad with them. Away we go. There they go. This is a dogfight. But that sled in lane 3 has got a little extra weight. Here comes Keith. He wants to run him. Brother Keith. That is exciting. So I think we should have 2 more. Asher Rudy's waiting down there with his dad. And we might be missing one sled. I don't see the last little Mini.
Lane 4 is disqualified. He's overweight and too big for that sled.
We've just had a disqualification, lane 4. That guy in lane 4 with the Polaris suit and the earmuffs, he's overweight and too old for the class. That's Keith, so we'll send him back to the pits. So we should have one more race of the Minis, and I see Asher Rudy there. His dad started him up, but his competition sled is nowhere to be seen. Maybe having a nap, or maybe the sled blew up. Race gas was too stale, something like that. So here comes Asher. This is our friend Jim who passed, his grandson. And Jim built this kitty cat hood into look like a Polaris. These guys are pure Polaris fans. So you'll see the start line guys are... Oh, here comes Asher's competitions. It's rolling up to the line now. His dad's pushing him basically. He's got some badass green goggles on. It looks pretty mean. Real happy to see the mini sleds out. We haven't had a whole bunch of these guys over the years, and at least they get to go. Number 508 is Asher, and number 9 is Slade. You pick who you think will win. Slade's got it revved right up. Go, Slade. Always go, Slade. Asher's got the jump. Go, Slade. Okay, we'll let you go for now, folks. You're going to need help setting the board up for the next round, and we'll continue with Heat 100 right after intermission.